So I've been a retard for the most of my life. Wait. Yeah. I hope you can see me. And the thing I'm telling you this is because I have had the most amazing realization I've ever had during April this year, in which I realized that I kind of caught myself in my own slavery. Well, the thing is, I started time blocking and being more productive around 2 years ago, or 2.5 years ago, or nearly 3 years ago by now. And in the beginning, it was amazing because I suddenly had more time. I was blocking in my time in the calendar. I was desperately planning my week on the Sunday before the week, so I know exactly when I have free time, when I can chill, and at other times when I have to work, when I have to educate myself, when I have to be at a specific point, and when I meet with friends. So I had a pretty clear plan of what I was doing. However, as time proceeded, I've become more and more prolific and more productive. And by that, I kind of neglected my free time way too much. And I've started just planning in only working sessions. So I was literally working for the entire day, and in the time, like in the times I was doing stuff with other people, I was like pretty present still. However, when I was not working and I was just on my own with me and my thoughts, I was not really at rest. I was not pretty still, and I didn't really like being around myself, with myself, because it just felt wrong. It felt wrong not working when I had time to work. What did I do? How did I change it? So in January, I've grown over 10,000 followers in 1 month from like 100. So we basically had no audience. And then one video popped off. We got like 8,000 followers or something with one video. And social media got started it pretty much skyrocketed. So I was kind of pretty hyped and had a lot of momentum to work on it and to grind even harder. However, by that, I just worked the entire day. And then one day in April, I was pretty down and I got like more and more miserable. And then I figured out that like the philosophy I was thinking at that point or living at that point was that working more makes me a happier person because it gets me closer towards my goal. And this was true because, of course, when you work more, then you get closer towards the thing you're achieving. The thing I did not understand at that point, however, or I did not understand during the last 3 years until April this year, was that if you are only working, no, the thing I did not understand was that goals are never achievable. When you achieve your goals, bro, what are you doing? Think about it. You set new goals, of course you do. So you have the new goals you're working on. And if you're spending as much time as you can, which is basically most of your day, except for the time sleeping, on working on your goals, you, on paper, rationally thinking, have never time for yourself, never time for doing anything fun. And then in April, I was first of all thinking about, okay, what should I do now? Like, what is fun? And then I did something I've never done in my life. I grabbed a bar of chocolate. I've grabbed a book and I made myself a tea, chilled in my bed, and just read for like 3 hours in the evening. And it was the most fun and entertaining thing I've ever done in my life. I swear. Like, just sitting there with chocolate, being purely grateful for eating some sweets. Yeah, like my plan was to not eat any sweets for the first half of the year. I fucked up. But I think I fucked up for good. So I and that was the time, like around like the mid to end April was the time where I've realized that while being productive is nice, however, you should never neglect your fun side of things. And then I've talked with a friend, like with the girlfriend of my best friend, and she said that she's like doing some 80-20 stuff. And this really pretty much inspired me to start doing this too, like working 80% on the things you're doing, but then just taking off the evening, 1 hour, 2 hours, maybe even more if you're more productive, and just not working, not worrying about something, just enjoying your life. And the action step for you, if you want to, if you've watched until here, I think that you might be struggling with the same issue. The action step I would advise you to start doing right now, after you've watched this video, is to plan in some time where you're just enjoying yourself, where you're just, like, of course, don't do any degenerate stuff, but just maybe phone a friend, call a friend, maybe just cook yourself some nice dish, maybe cheat on your diet, bro. Like, doing more of what makes you miserable right now, otherwise you would not watch this video. If the things you were doing were your perfect life, you would not be watching this YouTube video right now, because you would be happy enough to not watch YouTube, except this is what makes you happy. So it's actually good. So you might have skipped this already. However, doing more of what doing more of what got you in this situation right now is not fixed by doing even more of it. So, but actually by maintaining the volume you're doing, or just putting it down a bit, and then doing the thing you were dreaming of doing. Like, if your goal, if your dream is to make enough money so you do not have to work the entire day and just work in the morning and then chill the rest of the day, just do what you would do when chilling the rest of the day. And then that's actually the problem. You probably don't have anything you could do, because the only thing you're doing is working, which was my problem too. So think about this and make your mind up about what you would do if you had time. And I think it will make your life a bit better. It made mine, for sure. So yeah, hope you've learned something. See you tomorrow. Day 19. And then 2 more days to go. It's been a great time. Have a good one. Peace out.